Okay, thanks for recording. Say, Brent. Let's see. I think my joke page got reset.
You can just paste the URL back in the.
Oh, it's in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Where's my chat box? Thank you, Brent.
You're welcome. Hey, John, you're muted if you're talking to.
Hi, Tim.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Teacher.
So tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from?
From Canada.
From Canada. Cool.
From Toronto.
Toronto. Good. Toronto Maple Leafs. What kind of projects do you like to do?
STEAM projects. I like coding and math.
Wow. Okay. What kind of coding?
I do Java and Scratch.
Wow. Scratch, one of my favorite programs. Cool. Well, welcome, Tim. Wilson.
Thank you.
I can see you're a good Zoom user, Tim, by your background and the way you use your microphone. Hi, Wilson. Wilson, Brent, can you control the microphone?
Go down, go down.
Hi, Wilson.
Hi.
Welcome. Where are you from?
Canada.
Canada too. All right. What are your favorite things to do?
不是那个是小众
Are you a computer gamer?
kind of.
What's your favorite computer game?
I don't really play computer games.
Oh, you say that because your parents are listening, right?
I play iPad games.
iPad. Oh, that's just as good. Great.
不是这个。
哪个的你要听呢？
Hi, Sophia. Welcome.
不是，我得把 Daniel 的那个
I'm John. I'm the chief engineer at Build It Yourself.
Daniel。
Tell us about you. What's your least favorite thing to do?
My least favorite thing is to go to the bathroom.
That's being honest. I love it.
要很多人呀。
That's valuable time taken away from playing, right? Good answer. I have to remember that answer.
真不用关，一会儿你还可以玩。
Who else do we have here? Mason.
几个照是吧？
Hi, Mason.
为什么能会有？我知道你可以认这个。
哎的。
他们要给我说。
自己主动点。
I don't see Bing yet.
Bing's on.
Oh, hi, Bing.
哭的。
听着。
Hi, welcome. Thanks for organizing this. This looks great.
No problem.
Just let us know when you'd like to start or you'd like to say a few words first. Go for it.
Oh, you can totally control all the flow, John. I'll leave the time for you.
Okay, great. Just let us know when you'd like to start.
Okay, let's just wait maybe for 1 more minute. And we can
Okay.
start on time.
All right, perfect. Vincent, hi, welcome, Vincent.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Thanks for joining, Vincent. We'll just spontaneously co-teach the emoji part, and maybe you could introduce, when I introduce you, you could talk a little bit about the architecture project you're developing. I have your PowerPoint up here, so I'll play your PowerPoint. You can explain your vision for the architecture course.
Sounds good.
Great.
Okay, John, if you don't mind, I would like to remind every student to mute their microphone. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. This is our BIY's demo classroom. Well, very welcome to join our classroom. First of all, I would like to suggest everyone to mute your microphone so that everyone can listen to the class very clearly and carefully. Yeah, thank you. I saw Sophia, Wilson, Brady, mute the microphone. Great job. Thank you very much.
Great. Whenever you like to talk, just unmute your microphone and chime in. It's spontaneous. Okay. Well, hi, I'm John. I'm the chief engineer at Build It Yourself. I'm an electrical engineer out of Cornell. And you may be able to tell by the Brainstorm hat I'm wearing that I'm the boss here. Anyone have any idea what a Brainstorm hat might be about? Do you think I look silly in this Brainstorm hat? One of our projects is to build Brainstorm hats. And the idea is that if you're afraid to look silly, it's pretty hard to be creative or to think of really new ideas and to learn. So we encourage people at Build It Yourself not to be afraid to look silly or to make mistakes. So Brainstorm Hats is one of my all-time favorite projects. I'm gonna share my screen and often when we start workshops, we start on our quote or joke page. On our website, we have a page where we invite all our members to contribute inspiring quotes or funny jokes. So one joke we have, would someone like to read this joke? Those who claim a thing is impossible should not interrupt. Does anyone know the answer to this? It's a famous Chinese proverb. Those who claim a thing is impossible should not interrupt. What comes next? Those are those who are doing it. So that's a good spirit at Build It Yourself. At Build It Yourself, we try to build our dreams. We try to do the impossible. And I love this Chinese proverb, those who think something is impossible, don't interrupt those who are doing it. And we have another joke. Brent, can you read this joke?
Sure. The teacher says, "Why can't you ever answer any of my questions?" Click next. The student says, "Well, if I could, there wouldn't be much point in me being here."
So that's the student who is being wise to his teacher. Do any of you have a joke that we could add to our joke page? Anyone have a good joke they'd like to tell or an inspiring quote? Sophia, go ahead. Who is that? Anyone have a joke? All right, well, if you can think of one, just chime in. Okay,
I'm not
so
really a joke person here.
go ahead. Anyone want to contribute? All right, so let me go back to our PowerPoint. And I'm going to introduce you to our team. Maybe Brent, you could talk a little bit about the projects that you're working on. I'll stop sharing.
Sure. In like the 3D graphics one, or?
Yeah. Brent is our technical director, our webmaster, a genius at Scratch. You can learn a lot from Brent.
All right. So let me share my screen with you guys.
Brent is broadcasting from the planet Pluto.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the projects at Build It Yourself I work on is our 3D graphics program. I helped write the course many years ago, and these are some of the cool graphics that kids have made in the workshop.
3D graphics is replacing 2D graphics. So we have a project on how to do 3D graphics. And thank you, Brent. And Vincent, can you talk a little bit about the architecture project you're working on?
Sure thing. I'm working on a architecture project right now. I study at the AAP School of Art Architecture and Planning at Cornell, and this is my project here. Very rough draft called Earth Mission Relocate. Basically, the short story is Earth is looking for a new planet to take over, and we need to impress the alien life on this planet with some beautiful architecture. So the main points here are going to be learning the key parts of different eras of architecture and famous architects, and creating your own creations that can specifically pander to the needs of different alien species on various planets throughout the universe.
Great, great. Okay. Zhang, are you?
Yeah.
Zhang, are you there?
Hi. Yeah,
Great.
I'm here.
Let me
Okay.
stop sharing. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay,
And a
yeah,
little bit
you
about
can
the
see
project?
that it's my website. My major is in computer science and smart city. So I have a lot of work in smart city, and that's the research work, like some machine learning and the grasshopper. But yeah, right now I'm in BIY to teach you about a game. So you can see there is a bunch of different games. For example, the ants and bees. I make the games and teach my students like this. And I can show you also, I demo about it. you can see that you can jump into my web, and then we can just put our games into the blocks and attack the bees. Yeah, so my job is teaching you about the game developing, etc. So welcome to BIY. Okay.
Great. At the moment, Zhang, can you
okay.
What language are you using to program that game?
Oh, mostly about Python and Java. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Zhang is studying at the architecture school at Harvard and the computer science school.
Yeah.
Great.
Nice to meet you.
All right. So let me share my screen again. Thank you, Zhang. So let's jump right into emoji design. Vincent, I'm hoping you can chime in here and just spontaneously talk about your experience with art and emoji design as we go along. So we're going to spend the rest of the hour learning how to draw emojis. Maybe you can extend that to animated emojis that you could put on your WeChat. So the history of emojis is very interesting. It's like going at warp speed. In 1982, they used emojis just from the characters on your keyboard. Then in around 2011, they started to get fancier computers so they could make more interesting graphics. And in 2020, the computers got so fast that you could start to make animated emojis. And we're wondering what emojis are going to be like in 2020 or 2021 and beyond. So that's what we're setting the stage for here, designing interesting emojis. The problem is that sometimes it's difficult to express your ideas, your feelings in words. And so often people say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So that's kind of the history or the logic behind the evolution of emojis. And so our mission is to make way cool emojis that express your feelings and your ideas. Okay, that's the problem. But before a good engineer or an artist builds or creates, it's good to have a sense of what's the problem and what's the mission. And after we are clear about our focus, then we like to do a little research. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We want to build on top of other people's ideas. So in the Emoji Project, we like to study how people way before us expressed their ideas in pictures. And Vincent, maybe I can just sort of spontaneously hand this off to you. You may have, I suspect, much more interesting stories to tell about this than I do. The cave drawings many, many years ago.
Sure. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Vincent.
Yeah. Art is, I mean, my major, art has been, you know, around for forever, and emojis are like the, I guess, like the most small building block to creating your own art piece, if that makes sense. They're the little things that'll gradually allow you to build your ability of creative expression towards a bigger piece or towards a bigger idea. Because really, I mean, like John said, artwork is just a big emoji, if you think about it that way. You know, a big method of expression or a more complex representation.
Great. So we look a little bit at the history of emojis from the cave drawings in ancient France to the Egyptian hieroglyphics. And from hieroglyphics, we started, there's an example of tattoos. Tattoos are kind of emojis, no? And then there are even some sort of emojis that are kind of signs to aliens. So here are examples of computer emojis. These are early emojis. And then as the computers got more powerful, they started designing emojis like this. And then as computers get even more powerful, they design emojis like this, and they can even make them animate. So here's a couple of examples. These are our cuckoo, build-it-yourself cuckoo birds. The cuckoo bird is kind of a mascot of Build-It-Yourself. All of us who teach it at Build-It-Yourself are a little bit cuckoo. So these are cuckoo birds that express different expressions or feelings. Great. And cuckoo and emojis don't have to only be characters, right? Emojis could be symbols of rocket ships or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to pass the ball. That's the introduction to emojis. I'm going to pass the ball to Brent, and Brent's going to share with you some ideas, some tricks for drawing cartoons. Okay, Brent, take it away.
All right. So let me put this PowerPoint. Right. So we're going to show you a few tricks to draw some really cool emoji for WeChat. So the first thing to know is that you need to exaggerate the eyes. They're the soul of your character. Then you want to make sure you layer your shapes in front and behind other shapes. It'll give it a cool 3D effect. And then you should use multiple colors as you layer. If you use 2 colors or more on a shape, it will make it look more lifelike compared to this boring yellow flat color. And then here you see them evolving further. The BIY way, the way cool way, is interesting, has unusual shape, and the average one is just boring, simple flat color, really basic shapes. Anyone can build that. So we want to build emojis like this that all show different emotions. We want to layer our shapes and use multiple colors like this. You can look at these characters and see how they feel immediately.
And all of this is done in PowerPoint. Our lab books at Build It Yourself and all of our drawings, PowerPoint is a very powerful drawing tool. And if you know PowerPoint, you can learn almost any other vector graphic drawing tool very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, PowerPoint, the drawing method is similar to what you would see in Illustrator or other softwares.
Great.
All right, and then we have 4 measures of success for our emoji cartoons. They need to have soulful eyes, they need to be exaggerated, they need to have layered shapes, and gradated colors. And gradated just means 2 or more that fade into each other.
So remember, when you draw your emojis, the soul of your character is in the eyes. And don't be afraid to exaggerate. That's sort of the definition of cartoons. And then think about 3D, layering shapes. Okay, so Brent's going to show you now how to use PowerPoint, the tools in PowerPoint, to create graphics like this. So this is where you need to watch very carefully, because this is how you're going to draw your emoji.
All right, so the first thing, when you open up PowerPoint, sometimes they have like pop-ups or boxes on the screen. So the first thing you want to do is tell PowerPoint you're smart. You don't need help. You're going to build it your way. Then they have these boxes here. What we're going to do about that is we're going to go to Layout, and we're going to choose Blank. By choosing Layout Blank, that's going to give you a plain canvas, like your own blank canvas to draw on. And then we're going to use what's called the Curved Line Tool. Curved Line Tool can be used for a lot of things. And it's used to draw really creative shapes. And John, should we do ovals for the eyes?
Yeah, let's do ovals first.
Okay. And then we're going to use the ovals also. So like the Ellipse Tool, lets you create really cool eyes fast. So the drawing tools are under the Home tab or under Draw, and you'll find shapes, or I mean design and insert shapes. So depending on the version of PowerPoint you have, just look for Insert or Home and find the shapes. So I left click on the Ellipse tool, the oval tool, and my mouse changes to this little plus sign. So now when I left click and I hold in left click, I can draw a shape. I want to make the eyes not too big so I can draw around it. So I create a first ellipse. I'm going to go to fill color, and I'm going to choose something like a really light blue. Then I'm going to go to ellipse again, create another ellipse, a little bit smaller, and put it inside. And I'm going to change this color by going to fill, and I'll pick a color. And then finally, we'll add another one that's the pupil. This one we're going to make black. All right, and then if you want to duplicate this,
we'll make a little highlight on it.
Okay.
A highlight, guys, is where the light shines.
So I'm going to move these ones up just a little bit too, and then I'm going to go to the ellipse tool, and I'm going to left click and drag, make a little circle, and this one I'm going to make white, and this time I go change the outline. So I'm going to go to shape outline, and I could do no outline. Now it looks like there's a light source applied to the eye. Now I want to duplicate this. I want two eyes for my character. So I'm going to left click up high, draw a box around the whole thing. Because if I only draw a box around some of it, not all the pieces are selected. So I left click, I drag, they're all selected. I right click, I go to group. Now I can move them together. I can grow and shrink them together. So I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to click on copy, right click, and paste. I like a little asymmetry. I'm going to rotate it, and I'll make one a little bit bigger than the other. Make it look a little interesting. All right, next, we can start creating something like the head. So this is where we use the curved line tool to build it yourself. Curved line tool is really powerful. Lets you create any shape you want. So if I click on this drop down, I can find curved line and left click it. Again, my mouse becomes a plus sign. If I left click and I move my mouse, a line comes out of it. And every time I left click, there's a point I can bend my line around. If you ever make a mistake, you can hit backspace and it will undo. So I'm gonna left click and then click, 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 and then I want to bring my mouse back where I started and left click again. Now there's a problem. My eyes are behind my character, so to fix that, I can right click it, go to send to back, and now I'll go to the background. Again, I can go to shape fill, choose a different color. Then I can go back to my curved line tool. I can draw a nice happy face or whatever emotion you want to express. Change the color. And then I can even draw in a cool nose by making several shapes. So over here, I'm creating an ellipse. I want to give this a color. I'm going to draw another ellipse inside, a little bit thinner. I'll make this one dark. And then I can make one final one.
Don't be afraid to exaggerate, guys. Any shape can work.
I'm gonna right click and group these, shrink it down. And now it has a nice big honker. Look at that nose.
A honker, I like it. Okay. Just as a teaser, Brent, we won't have time to do animation too much here, but maybe you could show how you could animate this in a second frame. We have a few more minutes.
Sure. All right, and
So in order to animate this, guys, we're going to duplicate the slide. Go ahead, Brent.
And so I right click duplicate. I have a copy of it. Then what I can do is I can right click. I can actually edit points and I can change the shape of the head a little bit so it doesn't look so boring. It has a little bit of motion in it. I can click on the mouth. I can right click it and choose to edit points. You know, maybe this is a person that wasn't happy, but then something happened that made them smile. So if you want to express an emotion, someone says, hey, for your birthday, do you want a big cake? And you can send this emoji and it gives you a big grin. And, you know, then on this one, the one with the smile, maybe I can make the eyes a lot bigger, more expressive, popping off.
Cool.
And
so if you take the emoji course, we will show you how to animate your emojis and and use gradated colors. You'll be a PowerPoint expert by the time you finish the emoji course.
These were all made in PowerPoint. Just like the way cool ones John showed.
Very cool, Brent. Thank you. All right, guys. So what we're going to do over the next 30 minutes is challenge you to build your own WeChat emoji. And we're going to invite any who like to share their screen so we can watch. Or if any of you have a question, you can share your screen and we can try to help you. Okay, so Brent, maybe you could launch PowerPoint, and just for those of you who are new to PowerPoint, Brent's going to show you when you launch PowerPoint what the screens look like.
All right.
Those of you who know PowerPoint, just go for it. Open up a PowerPoint. Remember to choose layout blank. We don't want to let PowerPoint tell us where to put things. We're smarter than PowerPoint. We want to be the boss and tell PowerPoint what we want. So use the blank layout. Okay, Brent's going to show you. Here's PowerPoint.
All right, so the first thing you see when you open up PowerPoint is a page with a bunch of templates. You want to choose the first option, the blank template. When you click on the blank template, you should see something like this. So should I go step by step and check in?
Yeah. And for those of you who haven't used PowerPoint before, you can just watch Brent go through it step by step.
All right, so that's the first step. You click on the blank template. From there, you can close this rubbish. This is stuff that's trying to make you pick a template. Just close it. And then finally, you want to go to layout and blank.
Excuse me, Brent, let's stop right there. Vincent and Jeng, would be great if during the hour you have a chance to draw your own emoji. We'd love to see what you do.
Sure thing.
Okay, Vincent and Jeng, the challenge is on. Let's see who can show off their emojis at the end of the class. And guys, emojis are an expression of a feeling or an idea. So it doesn't have to be just a cartoon face, you know, it could be some abstract design. Anything that expresses a feeling. I'd suggest you think about a feeling first. Happy or sad or mad or I like it or let's go. Think of a feeling first and document that maybe with text on the bottom of your slide. And then you'll have a sort of focus. I'm designing an image, an emoji. It could be an expression or an abstract design that expresses that feeling or that idea. Okay. Brent, can you start by putting a feeling down? Just put a text box down.
All right, so I go to insert and then we go to text box. So again, from the home page, it's insert, text box. And then wherever you click, you'll be able to type. So does anyone want to pick an emotion for me? Anyone have a suggestion?
A really powerful feeling. How about strange? Strange.
Holy baloney.
Different. Okay. So our challenge here is to design an image, a cartoon, or
John, sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Michael Fong, the student, he suggests us to use the furious emotion.
Mad. Okay, furious. Let's put that. Thank you, Bing.
You're welcome.
Great. Guys, if you have some ideas, you can put them in chat. Furious, angry, love it. So what are characteristics of mad or mean or furious? Well,
let's start with the eyes. John, should I keep this one simple or should I go for like more artistic where they can like
whatever you like, Brent. Yeah.
Okay.
Go,
So guys, if
go
you're
wild.
doing PowerPoint.
Brent, go wild.
Okay. Sometimes I stay more tame so I don't overcomplicate. So anyone who's new to PowerPoint, for the eyes, stick with simple ellipses and stuff like that, and then work your way up. Anyone who has done some drawing before, used PowerPoint or tools like this, feel free to try and dive into something a little more complex. So furious, like we said, the first measure of success is the soulful eyes, right? So we need eyes that are furious. So I think little pupils. I think colors like red, black. I think veiny and stuff like that. Something that expresses that you're really mad. So without even having the rest of the emojis, my first goal is to make sure the eyes on their own look angry. If the eyes don't look angry, the rest of it will look just like a face. So when I start, I like to use the curved line tool for basically everything I draw because it makes sure none of my shapes are too symmetrical or look too perfect, because nothing in life is perfect. Like my ears are different heights and stuff like that. Everyone has some lack of symmetry or asymmetry. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll draw in an eye shape. So I want to make sure the eyes look furious. So I think, when you think angry, you might think that the eyes will kind of tilt down a little. Because when you think angry, like angry eyebrows, angry eyes, right? So basically I want to create a really cool looking eye, but I want to make sure that this is still expressive and very artistic. So now that I have this, we didn't show you the gradient color tool because that gets a little bit more complex. So if you feel like you got the hang of this, you can right click, go to format shape. If you don't have the hang of it, right click, you have color fill. You can choose a color, or you can go shape fill up here. If you want to try the gradated colors, go to format shape, go to fill, and then you can go to gradient fill right here. Gradient fill gives that 3D effect. So now I can look in the presets, but I don't really love presets the same way I don't like templates, when it comes down to PowerPoint. So I'm going to go down here and use these tools. These are stops, color stops. They're how the colors fade in PowerPoint. So I'm going to pick something that's a little bit of a dark color, fade it light pretty quickly, and then go to like a white, and then I'm going to mirror that, go back a little bit darker, and I can click this plus sign and add a new one. There's a plus and a minus, green and red, and I'll go back to something pretty dark. Now, instead of using a linear, like where it looks like a cylinder, like a can of beans on its side, I'm going to go to type, and I'm going to choose radial. Then I can go up to direction, and I can modify this. Oh, and radial, I forgot, I don't need the other side because it auto mirrors. So now I can drag these around and rearrange them. Oops, I lost one, but I can recreate that really easy. Click the plus sign, move it over, give it like a darker gray. This one, I'm going to fade it up a little bit. But I have control over these, quite a bit of control, where I drag them and I can see how they fade. I can always change the colors too, to like lighter. Okay, so that makes it look 3D to me, like it's popping out, like it's surrounded like an eye. And that's just with gradient fill, radial, and I fade the colors a little bit.
Great.
So now
let's stop there just for a second. Any questions about gradient fill? Great. So those of you who think you have it, feel free to go ahead. Those of you that like to pick up some new drawing tricks, you're welcome to listen in to what Brent's doing, or you can do both, draw and listen. Go ahead, Brent.
All right. The last thing I'm doing this is change the line color. You can either exaggerate like very cartoon-like and make like a dark line with, you can increase the width so it's really bold and pronounced. Or you could do something more subtle. I'll do bold and pronounced because I think furious, I want to look like it's really emotional, like there's a lot of harsh edges. So I have a thick black line. Now I'm gonna draw the eyeball inside. I'm gonna go curved line. And then I'm gonna make the color of the eye, kind of trace the top part. And with this, I'm gonna go to gradient fill. I'm gonna choose colors. Now I'm thinking something red. So maybe I start with this, but I'm gonna go down here quickly, change the color to a red, something fuming, something mad. Red, like color is often associated with emotion. So if I'm thinking furious, and I'll do the same, I'll make a thick black line and a nice red color with a little bit of a gradient. And then finally, I'm going to curve line tool again, and I'm gonna click, 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 and I'm creating that final part. I'm gonna make this small. Maybe I wanna make this more circular. So I'm gonna delete this one. And then I'm gonna go back, curve line. It's okay to mess up, and then you can try again. I think messing up's an important part of learning, even if you've done this for years. So then we go to solid fill. I'm gonna make this one black. And then we can do that little glare, but does this look like an angry eye?
It's looking furious to me.
Michael, you said furious. Does this look furious to you, Michael?
All right, I think you're on the right track, Brent.
Kind of. Let's make it look angrier. Tough audience. All right, so now I have two keyboards. Remind me. Okay, so let's do this. I'm just gonna make this the white highlight. And notice that I do almost everything with the curved line tool. So you can use the curved line to create anything you'd like. And no line, okay. So now I'm gonna take this eye, I'm gonna copy it, paste it. I also gotta group it. So I have my duplicate, and I'm gonna right click and group, because if I don't group, watch what happens. This is important to know if you forget to group. Because everything's 3D. So if you forget to group, it's gonna move separately. So I'm gonna right click and group. Then I can flip the eye around. All right, now I'm gonna draw in some angry looking eyebrows. Hopefully this adds to the feeling. That I think adds a lot of anger.
Yo, definitely.
And you know, I wasn't gonna leave it red, but I kind of like red when it defaulted to the last gradient. So I'm gonna roll with that. Sometimes the best things are accidents, right? And you just kind of perfect them as you see them. I was gonna do like a black eyebrow, but I think that's really exaggerated. It's like the hair color is changing to angry, to furious. Copy and paste. Flip it around. Ooh, someone requested Angry Bird. I see zestful, happy. Okay, so I'll kind of wrap this one up. Should look like it's yelling, right? If it's furious.
Could be a beak. Angry Bird.
Oh yeah, you know what? We could actually do that. We can combine ink. Yeah, I love it. All right, so let's copy and paste this. Flip it around. And then, like we said, you can edit points, or that little gap might actually be cool, but I need to put a shape behind it, because if I don't, I can't color it in separate. So I can add in another shape. This shape doesn't matter what it looks like, because I'm gonna send it to the background. I'm gonna make it black. Right click, send to back. Then these shapes, I'm gonna color them in gradient.
I think it's kind of better when you like put it in the front.
Oh, the black? Let's try it. Oh, looks, yeah, I can see that. It looks even like it's yelling more, right?
Nice idea.
Yeah.
Nice idea. Okay. Who was that said that?
Me,
Mason?
Bonyang.
Monyang. All right. Good idea. There's no formula here, guys. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants, trying to think different.
So,
hey, Brent, I'm liking it.
thanks. Now I'm gonna make it round like an Angry Bird. Now, if you want to make it really look an Angry Bird, you can go on your phone, or you could go on like Google, Bing, and you can find a picture of an Angry Bird. But I'm just gonna kind of go off my memory. It's probably gonna have a few mistakes, but
Potato bird.
potato bird.
Tomato bird.
Because you said potato bird, I'm gonna make us own potato bird, and I'm gonna color this one like a potato.
What?
It's gonna be an angry potato bird. So now to get like a potato color, I'm gonna go down here, and you can click more colors if you don't see the color you want. I can move around, and I can find something that's a little bit more brown and pale. And then I can give it spots like a potato. So
this is a bird who is mated with a potato.
So when I want to add spots onto a character like an alien, what I normally do is I'll pick white or black, because you don't need to choose a color. And then there's a transparency slider. So I can make it really see-through, get rid of the line color. And you can actually just kind of layer like white and black ellipses. And this works really well, because they can overlap on top of anything, and copy, paste, and then you can copy and paste again, or paste just the last one and change this one to white. Just add a little diversity.
So
this is
Brent's drawing, excuse me, Brent. As you're drawing, Brent, we if you wind this down in a couple of minutes and pass the ball to see what others have done.
Definitely.
Okay, so you get the idea, guys. These are some pretty fancy ways to use PowerPoint. So anyone like to show off their emoji, or if you have any questions, tell us where you're stuck and we'll try to help you.
Go to chat. That's how you do it. They said I will. That's how everybody's been doing it. Like chat.
Anyone who likes to share.
Hey, enter.
I'm almost done with mine.
All right, who is that? Well,
I just need to write a few things.
Okay, well, show us what you got, even if it's not finished. Guys, I really like to see projects that are not completely finished. You get a better insight into how it's working if you can see it before it's finished. Who are you?
Bowen.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to share, if you move your mouse over like where you see our faces right now when we're talking, yeah, perfect, you got it. Oh, did you just draw this that fast? That's really cool.
Whoa. Wow. You are fast and good. I like the mouth. The mouth is very unusual. I wouldn't have thought to make a mouth like that.
Jaw dropped. What did you do?
Yeah. Love it. Bowen, nice work.
Thanks.
That's thinking outside the box. Way to go.
That's a good response to an angry potato bird. What did you do?
All right.
I
Anyone
done
else?
this in Keynote instead of PowerPoint.
I'm sorry, say again?
I did this in Keynote instead of PowerPoint.
That's fine, fine. You know, we tend to standardize on PowerPoint, but that's fine. Okay. Vincent or Jang?
Can we share?
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Who are you?
You are. I'm Eastland.
Hi, Eastland. Welcome. Are you an artist, Eastland? Yeah.
Do a lot of art. So we did something my mom drew when she was little. It's called a wabbit.
A wabbit with a W. Love it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
It's not done yet, but there's still a few more touches, but it's close to being done.
You're on the right track. You're definitely on the right track. Cool. It'd be nice to see you could animate that by creating a duplicate slide and then trying to change the second slide. And then if you toggle between the two slides, you'll see it animate. Very nice, Iceland. Anyone else? Sophia? Anyone else like to show their work? Vincent?
Sure.
Okay, here comes Vincent.
Sure.
Here's the master architect from Cornell.
No pressure.
I don't know about that. One moment.
Vincent is actually majoring in fine art with in the
Here we go.
architecture.
Not the best art piece I've ever made. But, here's Studious, and then coming up will be Lazy in a moment.
All right.
I think I'm gonna make some bored eyeballs here.
Studious and lazy.
In a moment.
Okay. Cool. Now, it's very clever the way Vincent did the body going behind the square and the arms coming in front of the square. You have to be clever when you do something like that. Exactly.
Shapes.
Yeah.
All about the layering.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Clever trick. Okay. All right, Vincent.
Okay, I can also share.
Sure.
All right, Jang, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, I draw the angry bird.
Oh, the real angry bird. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And
different. Yeah, but I did not finish it.
okay, no, it's good. It's right on. Beady eyes and eyebrows that come right down into the eye. All the right characteristics of furious or angry.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? We're looking for emojis that were made from another planet. Anyone have any questions? Who thinks they might like to be an artist? Do we have some artists in the making besides Eastland? Okay. Sophia, you'd like to be an artist. Sophia, can you share your screen? Can we see what you've done? Sophia, I'm going to unmute you. See if I can find Sophia here. Or Sophia, there you go. Do you know how to share your screen, Sophia? It's just put your mouse to the bottom of the screen. And click on the green share button.
I did not do one.
Haven't done it yet? Okay, no problem. No problem. Anyone else have a angry or furious or happy or other emoji
I'm giving my potato fork, arm, and legs, so it can like walk around.
Okay.
Going off kitchen theme. So
Keep going.
anything is doable, guys. You could have an alien, you could have a food item, you could have abstract shapes. Nothing's wrong, and you know, just use lots of powerful colors and expressions, and just have fun.
Looks to be like.
Let me show you how I use emojis. I'll share. I'll share my screen and show you how I use emojis in WeChat. So
Got a bunch of different frames to everyone.
someone has, who is this talking?
Me, Bowen.
Bowen, do you have an animated version?
I copied this like a few weeks ago, and then it was animated on Google, but then when I copied it, this happened.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me stop sharing. You can show us what you got.
Let me just put it.
Your cursor at the bottom of the screen, you should see a green
Chat.
screen. Oh, it's in chat?
I sent every single frame.
Oh, you sent it?
Frame by frame. Like this thing.
Okay.
That's a GIF. Like, this is like from The Simpsons, so the frames are pretty slow because it's a classic cartoon.
Okay. And did you make that? Did you take frames from a Simpson cartoon and put them into that image, or how did you get that animation?
I thought it would be a good example for my
good example. Great. Always good to get inspired before you start building. Try to research what others have done before you reinvent the wheel. Okay. We have Selena, have you had a chance to start an emoji? Michael, Mason, Louis, chime in. Or if you like, if you create an emoji you think is quite neat, you could send it to Bing. And we could compile the emojis and send examples back to you.
Yeah, if everyone you made any new projects after the class and you want to share with us, feel free to send to me or send to the consultant that you've been in contact with, and we will collect all the material and share it with our teachers. And they will give you the good feedback and advice later.
Great.
We'd love to see you. Yeah,
we're all in this as a team, guys. So part of being on a team is sharing your ideas and helping each other out. So please send us your inventions, your emoji inventions.
Even if it's just a little doodle.
Yeah. At Build It Yourself, there's no bad ideas. Okay. So Bing, we I think we're all set. If you'd like to.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah. I would like to let our consultant, Megan, to announce our first group of class, the opening date. Megan, if you would like to share the information with everyone.
Yeah, of course. So we have our first class next Saturday on April 18th. So we encourage you to sign up if you liked what you saw today.
Great, great. We're eager to build with you guys. We're looking for the next generation of inventors, the next generation of Jack Ma's and Steve Jobs and Bill Gates.
Thank you, John.
Jeff Bezos.
And Jeff Bezos.
Him too.
Elon Musk. Right.
I can tell every kid here is really enjoying this class. I appreciate your help and all of the lectures and lessons from your team, John.
Great. You're welcome, Bing. You're welcome. All right. Well, thanks for bringing all these eager. All right. Hey, guys, check out Brent. Oh, yo. It's a fork potato. Look at the tail. The tail is a fork. Brent, it's brilliant. And notice how Brent made the frames, guys. Just copy the slides.
Yeah, it barely took anything to animate because I just had to rotate a few forks, move the face. I moved the eyes a little bit and moved the face across. I cut out one of the eyes and I sent the beak to the back. I didn't even redraw the beak. And then I just deleted the whole face and moved the forks again to the first frame.
Cool, 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 cool. Cool beans.
No, cool potatoes.
Cool potatoes, right? All right. Okay. Bing will adjourn. Vincent, thanks for joining. Jeng, thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
This is one of the best.
Thank you.
Bye, Bowen.
Bowen said it is one of his best, what's that class that you already experienced? Oh, great.
All right, well, join up, Bowen. We got lots of projects behind this one. You can learn 3D graphics from Jeng and Vincent and Brent. All are experienced 3D graphics designers.
Sophia?
Yep.
What time is it?
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Sophia,
Bye.
the time is, what time is it? Sophia asked.
Oh, what time is it, Megan? It should be on Saturday, April 18th, and we are collecting the suggestions from our every kid. Most of the kids so far they recommend would be like 2 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. But you can, Sophia, if that time doesn't work for you, you can also tell Chloe about your available time, and we will try to figure out and try to match the time schedule with everyone. Does that sound good to you, Sophia?
Yep.
Yeah, Bowen think it is good. Okay, good. Yeah, everyone, if anyone has any questions about time schedule, feel free to ask the questions to our consultant. We will give you the answers.
Great.
All right.
I'm signing up for this class, definitely.
Glad to hear it.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, John. I feel like kids, they even don't want to leave for the class. They really enjoyed it.
All right, shall I end the meeting, Bing?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, you're welcome. Thanks for joining.
Shout out, everybody.
Look forward to building with you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.